I know. I kind of like this program.
The picture looks better for some reason. Yeah.
All right, we are live.
Yes. At last.
There are other things I like better about OBS, but hi, folks. We had serious technical difficulties. We are using the program XSplitter instead of OBS Studio. Props to XSplitter.
Thank you. Is it free?
It's free.
Double thank you.
Shareware. I'm going to let you start the show based on our conversation about
New ideas.
new ideas.
Okay, so I got some feedback at work from my boss, Grazzo Stucazzo. It's an Italian restaurant. People, come on, don't even go there. That's kind of racist. He thought, hey, you guys seem whatever, well enough, but why do I care about you? I don't know who either of you are in this setting. It's like, like if anybody can do a podcast, which they can, why should I listen to you guys? Why do I care about you? You need to get me to know you somehow, be familiar with the thing. And obviously that comes with viewership over time, being a watcher, you get to know the guy better, but we're not there yet. We can't just start with people who know who we are.
So I didn't know he said all that, but now I give it a little less credence.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
I think it's
why
fair.
do I watch you? You watch because we're entertaining, not because my name's Chris and I have a degree in economics from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and blah, blah, blah.
No, right.
Who gives a
But
fuck?
the best way that I can characterize this is as a viewer myself. I've been a viewer of podcasts and vidcasts for longer than I've been doing one. But I kind of like when you get to know the guy. Like Mike Malice says, he's probably my all-time favorite. He thinks that as a fan, it's fun to learn about the people who you're watching because it's a TV show. It's like show business. It's like who's that guy behind the screen on the other side of the screen? And I kind of know where he's coming from. I mean, my boss, when he talks about, it's fun to know who you guys are and what's going on in your lives, even if it might not pertain to the show. But it's kind of hard to empathize when you don't know who you're talking to. And then he also thought that we jump around, but we've already talked about that.
Yeah, we do jump around. So to what degree do we introduce ourselves and do you give a
right. Here's
quick resume or?
Let me give you just a quick what I thought it would be. Black screen, fade in, boom. Hey guys, I'm Chris. This is Charlie. We're here. We're going to talk about X, Y, and Z today. And you could even say I'm Chris, the blah blah blah. Add some descriptors, and I could say I'm Charlie, the cocky, loyal, disagreeable sidekick.
I am now I don't even remember. I am
satirical pragmatist.
Yeah, the satirical pragmatist.
Which I thought was very fitting, and I feel that way about myself too. Yeah.
You're not quite as satirical as me. Or
no,
I rethought it. Am I I'm satirical, or am I a cynical pragmatist?
I think you're very cynical. Yeah.
Maybe I'm a cynical pragmatist.
That's my input.
I'm a cynic. I'm a fucking cynic. We'll just end it there. Show's over.
Peace. Yeah.
Peace out.
Fuck. No. But yeah, I don't really know how we do. You can't start every show with 5 minutes on your intros.
That's my point.
Right, but it is a fair point to say that even on JRE, when Anthony Cumia goes on as a guest, Joe Rogan is he might say two things first, but then he'll be like, "This is who you are, Anthony Cumia, media tycoon, all-around badass, WAP." And
yeah, that's fair.
Things. But yeah,
that's fair. I was watching. Who's the guy? Who's the neuroscientist? He's more or less an atheist.
I don't know.
He's great on Joe Rogan's podcast, and then he mentioned he had his own podcast. So I tuned into it. Oh my god, it was Brutal.
Oh, wow.
It was so dry, so boring. You know,
See, there you go. That's evidence right there. Because even if that guy has a boring ass show, he has something interesting to say. Get on Rogan, and it's like that guy's great,
oh yeah, and
Yeah.
and it was. I mean, you got to attribute it to Rogan.
right?
Just
And
being-
he's been a comedian for. Who are we compared to him in that realm?
Yeah, but people watch us, and I've watched us. We're not dry. It was dry. It was literally, in the use of the word literally, monotonous, totally monotone. He was talking to
He's
a
a
doctor,
neuroscientist.
and they were talking.
Atheist.
Yeah, but when he's on Rogan,
Yeah.
he's passionate and colorful.
Because he probably felt how you feel. You're like, I fucking want that. And I'm going to spread this is my chance. I get to spread the message that is, if you don't want Alzheimer's, work out. I don't know. Whatever the guy was
My
saying.
big thing was, just so y'all know, when I keep reaching down, I'm not grabbing my crotch.
He's lying. He's lying.
There's a dachshund sitting in my lap. His name's Ricky, and he's fussy. Anyway,
That's what you call it.
back to there you go. That's what the kids are calling it these days. See, we're doing it. We're jumping around.
But also in the right formula, we're fucking doing it again. See, I don't know where else to put it. If we don't say it now, where's it gonna fit in?
Maybe we need to tell your boss, dude. You know what? Start your own podcast.
Yeah,
and-
you know what?
And,
You know what?
and come up with your own fucking format.
Yeah, how about fuck you? You know what I'm talking. I hope you watch this. You see this.
You son of a bitch.
You've taught me so much, and I value you, but I hate you for this
You don't know shit about entertainment
or
and podcasting,
anything. Yeah,
except how to make good pizza, or so I'm
fucking
told.
amazing pizza. People will come in, and if he's not there, they will say, "I'll see you guys later."
You're kidding.
No, specifically this guy.
Same cooks.
I have a lot of coworkers. I think you're all valuable, except for one. But these two specific guys, the cooks, whatever you want to call it, the slang is pizzaiolo. You're welcome. There's two guys in particular that everybody loves. And they're like, if these two guys are running the peel and the make station, they'll fucking slay on any given night. And the customers know that.
You're kidding.
No.
The
About none of it.
ingredients are the same. The process is the same.
Yeah.
But these guys are the X factor.
And the one that I'm talking about that gave me all the advice, been doing it for 13, 14 years. And the other guy's been doing it for like 7. But he's been a baker back, in
And
Italy.
they
and
own
stuff
the
like
restaurant?
That. No,
or-
they're just the managers. The owner, people don't like the owner's food. Mike, I love you. But yeah, people think that Mike's not the greatest cook.
That's really
pizza
interesting.
chef,
I'd have
yeah.
thought you put it on a pan, you slap down the sauce,
pan.
cheese, or
Mhm.
whatever,
Yeah,
whatever
right,
the
right.
process is. That's amazing.
Yeah, and you can teach somebody all that stuff. Like, I know how to do I could theoretically make tomatoes pizza by myself. And, I could do one at a time I could do one of them perfect per hour every hour, but don't ask me to do more than that. And like these two guys it's unbelievable what they can turn a whole like a rack of tickets into on a Friday night. They just decimate it. They're just so good. And I never try to tell them this in person, but they really are awesome at what they do, and I respect. I think that's a huge, huge deal.
Wow,
Yeah, and they get a lot of love for it.
that's good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now, how the fuck did we get here?
in terms of,
Tangents.
yeah. And where do we go? So
Right.
what are we going to talk about?
Yeah. So, that's what we're talking about.
So there were two things I wanted to talk about.
Mhm.
I'm not sure how deeply we want to get into them, and I don't. It's freaking 10. I wake up in 6 hours. But two things
Take
this
that,
week,
Jocko.
and one was, and you don't really care, so maybe we can let it slide. Is a group of youth promoters who.
Oh, this is the concert,
Yes, I got to say this all right.
and I would look it up, but my phone's elsewhere.
I actually took a picture. Anyway, they put together a fundraising concert, and it's in the city of Detroit, and they initially set up the manner by which you purchase tickets, and it looked like it was more or less on the honor system, but it was $20 for POC, people of color, and then it was $40 for non-POC, and it said in parentheses white.
My first thought on this is if you're a POC with a white friend, your white friend probably has a bunch of other white friends, and you can make $2 per ticket buying them people of color tickets. So you just buy them for.
Well, it did look like it was the honor system.
Oh, it was.
And then there was a lot of blowback, and one artist pulled out, perhaps the main headliner.
Shit.
They dialed back the POC, non-POC thing, but they did leave on there that they encouraged a $20 donation for non-POCs. And I think...
And what was the donation for? Just the event?
I don't know. But...
Do you want to tell them what your first thought was, or do you want me to say what I thought?
My first thought is technically it's racist. And, you know...
I think definitively.
Yeah. And you're going to get the argument that they can't be racist and this and that and the other thing. But when you say certain skin colors must sign up to this, other skin colors must sign up to that.
There's no other word for it. That's the
There's
word
no
that
other
we've...
word for it.
Right. And the first thing that I felt, and I heard the story before tonight, and my thoughts haven't changed on it, but the first thing I thought was I have absolutely no problem with them doing that, because in a free market you can charge whoever or whatever for whatever services you want to provide them.
And you know what my first thought was?
Yeah.
This is Jim Crow flipped on its head.
And that's also an apt description.
And, you know, the Jim Crow laws were fucked up and wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know how you get there.
It's nice for people to see it like this. Part of why I'm in favor of it is because it's nice for people to see that actually happening. You know, it's like, you can't, you know, we have special privileges, or you don't have special, whatever it is. The whole, I'm a victim, or you're, whatever the currency is.
If it helps you, this was sold under the guise after they were confronted, why are you doing this? And they said, well, basically, people of color live in the city. This is at a venue in the city. Non-POC, parentheses, white people can afford to go to venues outside of the city of Detroit, and for the most part, wherever they want, because they make more money. So we're just making sure that, you know, we're protecting our community. And I don't know if that's something that was made up to, you know, to try to soften...
Save some face,
yes. Or if that's legitimately what they did. But it doesn't change that I think it's wrong, and it propagates a philosophy for doing something that we're trying to move away from.
A mystical philosophy that is on, you know, based on whims and stuff. But first of all, I like that, by the way, that they put out why they're doing it. That makes it better to me for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's like we're being upfront about our views, unless they're lying, like Chris said. It definitely propagates a philosophy. But I think in order to have stuff change, this is part of that process. This is a step on the path. It was inevitable. Like, I think hypocrisy, yes. Is it wrong? Yes. Should you have the right to do that? 100%. That's where I lie.
Okay, that's a total libertarian approach. And should you be able to do it? I can see that argument to be made. The thing is, there's too much distaste and too much history of the abuses that took place based on skin color for us to be able to go there, even touch that right now.
Or even if you think it's just fantasy, you're going to say, as the side who puts this stuff forward about all these, you know, what it was really like, the strongest advocates for that kind of teaching the history, you're going to come out and do this? people who ascribe to that viewpoint or that ideology, that makes it worse, obviously. But I just can't. I see them doing nothing wrong, and they shouldn't be prevented from doing that. Yeah,
But
like I
if
said, it
they're
always
doing-
comes back
But
to
if
that.
they're doing nothing wrong, then so Jim Crow laws, you got to sit in the back of the restaurant.
Well, no,
You gotta
see,
drink
that's
out of a
that's
different drinking
government.
fountain.
That you're getting restricted from government services by the government. Like, I think that you should be able to, hire only white people or only black people or only whatever. I want to hire people who.
For the sake of this conversation, and I think it's reasonable to say that while Jim Crow laws were enforced by the police, right? It still was driven by society,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
If you were a mayor and you said this is wrong and we're not doing this, guess what? You
Rhode
ain't
Island
getting
town around,
reelected.
yeah.
You're gone, buddy. So, I mean, for the most part, I think it was individuals, private business that were driving these practices. So I don't think that's right. If you're a bus company and you want to make people sit in the back of the bus based on color, gender, ethnicity, whatever, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But
Is
but
that
we're going to go down a rabbit hole here, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. That having been said, the bakery that did not want to bake the cake for the gay couple, I think that's okay.
that's the
and-
exact same thing?
And I wish we had 1 million viewers, because here is the perfect example of where somebody, I think everybody, particularly progressives and leftists, and guess what? I don't like the word lefty. I think it's too insulting. But anyway, I'm going to say leftists. What if you said, okay, what if it was a bakery and it was just a mom and pop shop and it was a black couple running the bakery, and a guy comes in and he says, I want you to bake a cake and I want it to say, congratulations, 50th anniversary of the local chapter of the KKK.
Yeah, I figured that's. Yeah.
And everybody would be like, no fucking way would you make somebody who's black put KKK on a cake. And guess what? They shouldn't have to. They should be free to accept what business they do and don't want to take.
They absolutely should be. And I'm just saying my support of this is only to accentuate what people think now as a group. Like you just said, the obvious thing that would happen there, everyone would be supportive of the black. They'd be like, that's fucked up, Well, I shouldn't say everybody. I feel like a lot of people would say that you're right. You don't have to make that shit. You're being subject to weird punishment or something. And when that same side
Real dog. Sorry.
He wasn't there 10 minutes ago when we talked about it the first time. But when it's good for society, everybody in the limelight right now, to see it happening from that side. It's like you can't put evil, you can't ascribe it to one race or one group or whatever. If you're going to tag on any criteria to any human being, you might as well assign everything. That's what I think. It's all the same to me. Race, religion, gender, what shirt you're wearing,
So you're saying it's fucked up or it's okay?
I think it's fucked up, but the government shouldn't intervene, and it's good to see this thing happen that is fucked up so that people kind of are like, oh, this is really what it's like.
Yeah, you know the shitty part of it, and I keep refreshing the search, and I didn't, the last time I did it was, I think the day before yesterday, and CNN was trying to get, they wanted to make news out of this. It just got covered on small newspapers, If this were about-faced, it would be, if you switched to some white group or non-black,
They're skinheads. Yeah.
it would be national news. CNN did have interest in this, so I got to give CNN credit for that.
I think there would be a riot, especially in Detroit. I think there would be some shit going on if it was.
I don't think a riot's fair, but there would be a
Right.
hell of a lot more noise in the system.
Protests.
But anyway, I got to give credit to CNN for trying to bring light to this, and at least so I don't know if they just wanted to. They probably wanted a 2-minute, YouTube snippet. But if they didn't, maybe they wanted to bring light to something that was wrong. I don't know.
And good for them. That's fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, something I did want to talk about today, though, to jump tracks here. Suggestive headlines. This is not really topic worthy or show worthy. Like, why? I hate news headlines. You're scrolling through your feed, and it's like, this just happened. Boom, boom, boom. Why that matters or what that means for the it's like why you should care about this. I'm like, fuck you. I'll care what I want to care about. There's nothing that drives me more insane.
Well, that gets back to one of our first podcasts, which was my disdain for the news.
Oh,
right? We don't get a non-biased, factual reporting of important shit that happens, around the local community, the state, the country, the world.
You say big facts. Yeah. I want you to factually report to me facts, please.
Yeah, and ironically, I think the best, if you want 3 to 5 minutes of national headlines, NPR.
Yeah, a lot of people from both sides go there, but I think they're kind of
yeah. But they start the hour with national and international news, and I think they do a good job. And I'm not sure if it's their own news reporting agency. It sounds a lot like BBC, so I don't know, but I got to give them credit. And BBC does a pretty good job too, but it's more Eurocentric,
right,
in terms of the news they cover.
I would lose cred if I didn't say this, but Twitter, as a young person, I would lose credit. Twitter is the place to get your news. They have it's all there before it's anywhere else. And as long as you can wade through the shit and you have a nice firewall, you can see things as they are.
That's interesting. I just joined Twitter partly for the promotion of this.
Yeah, we got to work on that too.
Yeah.
Getting it out there.
But I was surprised how much news was on there. Because all I hear about all the bullshit tweets, and that's what I figured it was all about.
This is the fastest
and you're like,
place.
You have to wade through all the crap, but everything is there.
That's where it starts primarily nowadays, I think.
But if there's, I don't know, some sort of military event or something like that, is it on Twitter first as well?
I think people talk about it there first, and then it's like, oh my gosh, look, this guy just said this thing about this. This is going on. It doesn't matter the guy at that point, but it's the event, right? So the event travels.
Oh, and then the news picks it up from there?
I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I have no idea. But it seems that a lot of times the news is on Twitter before it's on the news.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Like this event occurred, period.
Yeah, I believe that.
It's like,
God, I really want to think of this guest who was on Rogan, but it doesn't matter. It was...
The scientist.
The guy's... No, he made really, really, really good points.
Owen Benjamin.
Anyway. No, that was a good thing. And, it didn't have a lot of legs, but that was a good point. The other thing, and it's similar to the concert issue, is so the women's soccer team won the World Cup. Did you see what they were chanting?
No, because I don't give a shit. I am so disappointed that this story grew legs and went anywhere.
Equal pay. Equal pay. Equal pay. So, you know what they need to do? I agree. The most equal pay for equal work. So, any one of those women should try out for just call it the USA national team. And if they can hang with the best, who are typically men, and the deck is not stacked fairly, but women's sports are a different product.
Right.
They're just a different product.
The guy...
That's all there is to it.
Yeah, my boss, whatever, he told me his wife said, she's like, they should just be one team. And if you're a man or a woman, try out.
Right.
And then you'll know. And it's like, okay, that's fair. But I don't know if I don't really want to strip away, like, I'm on a team.
Yeah, but the WNBA, they were making noise about how much more men get, like way, way, way more. WNBA players make nothing.
Yeah.
So, okay, try out. And guess what? If you're good enough, if you can ball they're going to hire you.
Yeah, right. They will. Yes, and if they don't, then it's their loss. If you really are a good player.
If you're,
Yeah.
and guess what? If you're that good and you're a woman, they're going to totally want to hire you because all of a sudden you have
Extra value.
extra value. It's more of a spectacle.
I agree.
You know, what if you got a 6 foot tall woman who's like the best point guard, or you know, a shooting, she can just can threes, or she can totally fucking take the lane and just slam on everybody, right? People would totally pay to see that.
Fuck yeah, I would. And I don't even like sports. But here's where I think my prejudice comes in, and it's subconscious. So when I was on my way over here, there was a woman on a huge, big, like a badass Harley, you know? I was like, that's a fucking sweet bike, first of all. And the chick was killer hot. But she had, you know, like a short haircut. It was slick back, you know, like a 50s, whatever haircut, which was fine. And she looked a certain way. And I thought, oh, good for her. She's whatever, riding a motorcycle, even though it's kind of weird without a guy. Like I've never seen that before. A woman alone on a big ass Harley like
Really?
that. Never before. But the thing that bothered me about it was that she was like, I am fucking cool, you know? And that to me ruins the whole thing. It's like, if you're going to do it just for like, I'm a chick who plays basketball, or, you know, there's something dishonest about that to me, and it rubs me the wrong way.
Well, cool's cool.
Right.
You don't have to work at it. If you're working at it, you're not cool.
Or care about it. Yeah, just caring about it at all. You're like, people think that I'm cool.
Well, who knows what she's been through, and
I don't even know if that was she was thinking. That's what she was. It just looked like that to me. She's like, you know, looking around. She's like, yeah, check this out.
well, if it was that obvious, she probably was. But you know, whatever. Everybody deserves a break.
And I would still say that she is kind of a badass.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good for her. Yeah. If she's looking around, yeah, she definitely detracted or ruined the cool factor, because cool's cool. Cool ain't making sure it's cool. Cool doesn't care.
Right. Cool is cool is cold and calculating, emotionless. Right. But yeah.
Well, in the literal sense of the word, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool, man.
They call me cool guy at work. That's my nickname. Not
There you go.
anymore so much, but when I had the Challenger, they say, hey, cool guy, comment ça va? I'd be like, good.
Are any of these people actually Italian?
That was French, but
Okay.
one of them is Albanian. and
It
we
was
tell
French
everybody
in an Italian accent.
we do that to mess with him because he's been teaching me Italian, and so it's like, como sta, whatever. But that's lame. So I just say, como ça va?
¿Cómo está?
Hey, como sta? Yeah, it sounds like Spanish. Everybody knows Spanish. It's not special. French and Italian are both, I would say, objectively cooler languages than Spanish, especially for an American.
Well, we have a Spanish-speaking country on our border,
Right,
so
so like familiarity.
it's common.
Yeah. You want to talk about that? The Burger King thing?
I don't know what the Burger King thing is.
So I read a story while Chris was in a fit of rage trying to solve our computer problems. And the headline was something like, manager at Burger King gets told to go back to Mexico for speaking Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, that looks like a nothing burger, but I'll look at it because I'm bored. And interestingly enough, they actually had some of the stuff quoted from the guy or the woman. I don't know. I shouldn't have brought a story up without all my facts. But the deal was, person got served at a Burger King in Florida. Person receives food. Person complains to manager about manager's conduct. Conduct in question being language of choice for speaking at work. And the customer was saying, you're in America. Don't speak Spanish in America. Go back to Mexico or your country or whatever, wherever you're from. And the woman goes, I'm actually not Mexican, but whatever, I speak Spanish. I don't speak English. So many words. I don't speak English. And I thought two things. That customer who complained is a dick. Get over it. Is it ruining your day that much? I can't possibly imagine that it was that painful for you. Right? Second of all, fair point about the America thing. You should learn English. You shouldn't get yelled at for not knowing English, but it probably would be helpful, Especially like she said she doesn't speak English. Might be a good choice.
Well, Yeah, I agree. I think, and I don't know if I feel this way about getting a green card, but I think if you are a U.S., become a U.S. citizen, you want to get naturalized as a U.S. citizen, I think the test should be in English
And you should wear buckskin and a coon hat.
and a flag draped around you.
Yeah. Required.
No, I think you should have to take the test in English.
I think that's, yeah, I agree with that.
Do you have to be perfectly fluent? Not necessarily, but I don't have a problem. I don't think we have an official national language.
Right.
I don't
Correct.
have a problem with making it English. And the main reason I say that is you can't get along with people you can't communicate with.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't even get along with, you can't even understand each other.
Well, right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, hey. And it's like, what if that means fuck you in my country? I tried to explain this to my logic class once in college, and I had to use cannibals. I was like, cannibalism. Let's talk about that. I meant
what was the
like
point
in
you were
terms
trying
of
to get across?
assimilation, like if we're bringing in people, even if they need our help, whatever it is, the morality's out of the question. If these people are cannibals and they want to come and live in Farmington Hills, Michigan, we're going to have to tell them something about cannibalism being wrong.
So,
First.
yeah.
Make sure
Inability
that
to
they don't
right.
eat people. Yeah.
Right. Understanding what's right and wrong, what's against the law, what's going to keep you out of jail, how you get a job, and on and on.
I would say that most Americans would even be, well, that was foolish. Me and my friends would definitely get along fine with a cannibal who's just like, God, fuck, I really want to just eat one of you guys right now, but I won't. I know it's wrong. But older, just that would be pretty funny.
Man, I went someplace that was unsafe, so
I think we've been pretty good at that.
I agree. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I don't know how prevalent this is in countries other than the U.S., but I don't get, I do get it, but I don't like when people from a particular country and or culture will go to a specific place.
And try to turn it into their home country.
Yeah.
I don't like that either.
So why come to America? I mean, they're coming to America to make money. And I know, and maybe this has changed, and I'm trying to think what ethnic group it was.
I won't even speculate as to the reason why are you coming, but when you come and do that, it seems more like an invasion than a symbiotic relationship.
I forget. I forget if it was. Yeah, I work in Detroit, real close to Hamtramck. It might have been Polish people. It might have been Middle Eastern. I forget.
I love
But
Farmington Hills Middle Eastern population.
okay.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me finish the point. So this ethnic group moved to an area, came here, ran businesses, sent all the money home they could, and their intent was to leave and go back home with the money they made here. And on its surface, that just kind of offends me. Like,
Right, that's an economic cycle. Money's leaving the system for just for no other reason than money's going out.
yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like stealing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you want to come to America, that's great. But come and be American.
Yeah.
And the whole melting pot thing, it may be hokey, but that was a big thing when I was in grade school. We were taught it's America. It's the great melting pot. People from all over the world, different,
Yeah. I think-
colors, ethnicities,
yeah.
all that, And I still think that's an important part of what this country's all about. So
To me, that doesn't say fucking diversity. Like that's what we stand for. To me, that says, hey, I don't give a shit what color you are or who your God is. If you can work hard, I'm going to put you to work. And the rest of that stuff is your own goddamn business. And same here for me. So this is the society that we chose, and this is how it works.
I agree. But
Right.
back to the point of the language thing,
Oh, sorry.
I'd like to talk to them about it, right?
Yeah.
You can't be my countryman if I can't fucking understand you. Or at least that's the way I feel.
Yeah. My rule is if you speak whatever a language to me, expect me to try to speak it back to you. I'm just like,
Oh,
however insulting
To
that
make a
might be.
point?
Yeah. Yeah. Lo siento. No, I'm actually pretty good at Spanish, but it's, sometimes if you think it's okay to do that, then it should be fine for me to do it to you too. I don't know. Like, am I asking a lot here? Just trying to make a point.
no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So the Burger King thing, yeah. If she doesn't speak English and she's working legally, and if she's at a Burger King, she's getting a paycheck. So I'm sure she is, and good for her. But I hope she's trying to learn the language.
And so-
Hopefully it's important to people. It kind of bums me out that it's not important to people.
Yeah, and I hope that
Like-
this woman,
Be part of this place.
yeah, and I hope going forward she doesn't resent the prospect of learning English because oh yeah, you think so? I'll just do it without it. How about that? And I'll just because some asshole with an accent told you to go learn English, or go back to your home country, whatever. It's kind of disheartening. So don't be a dick, but you should learn English.
Well, and the
It's two
other
sides
thing
to every
is,
story.
he went there to get a Whopper
Oh, he did.
or what?
Oh. I was like, really? Wow.
Did they make your food well? Did they care about it?
That's what I don't get. That's what I don't
Did you get your Whopper?
Right.
It's it's Burger King.
Are you dying? Are you in debt now that you weren't in debt, and then after leaving something happened and now?
No, but you don't go there for some sort of
No, right. You're not going there to go change
experience.
shit. That's what I'm saying. That's my
Yeah.
core argument with this is like, you're the fucking instigator. Don't be that guy. Just be a nice, polite person and
Eat your Whopper.
make a YouTube channel.
If
and
it's a
then bitch
bad
about it on there.
Whopper, bitch about that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, eat your burger. And
Right.
Get on with your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did talk about the equal pay. Just let's get rid of the WNBA and just have, like you said, have tryouts.
Yeah, we'll have one, and then all the players who actually make it will get paid so much more money because there's not another competing market. It's all the money from both leagues will be invested in this, right? So the players will make more.
Yeah, the reality is there isn't money, and it's a different product, and it's not consumed the same.
I despise sporting industry
Really,
for whatever reason. I just don't get
everything.
it. I don't get it. I shouldn't say despise. It doesn't click with me. I'm like, like with the money, I don't know. Like how much money gets spent on the Super Bowl? I'm not talking about earned, but how much money do they spend on it? Like it would blow my mind.
Well, the salaries of professional athletes they're crazy.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
And I'm not one to tell another guy how to spend his money. That's fine. But it is an interesting question. You're like, we don't have to imagine a world without a Super Bowl, just a world with some other thing.
Well,
Like, is that the best use of society's resources? Just asking some questions here. Shooting in the dark.
it's supply and demand, though.
I agree. I totally understand. I'm like, I get it. I understand the market. I just don't understand the like the literal demand. I'm like, I don't get it. I wouldn't pay a penny to watch any of those guys play.
Do you go to Super Bowl parties?
Yeah, because it's a social thing to do. I was left out a lot of shit in high questions school. here. Shooting in the dark.
It's supply and demand, though.
I agree. I totally understand. I'm like,
Dark
I
stream,
get it.
man.
I understand the market. I
is
just don't
going on?
understand the like
Uh-oh.
stream over.
Technical glitch.
Shit.
No, we're still going. We're live. All right. We got through it.
What was I saying? Yeah, I just
stream
don't.
over? Is that something you've
What?
stream over?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
That was gibberish.
Oh.
Is it flux capacitor? Yeah. Yeah, the sporting thing I just don't understand. And I go to the parties
you
like
do
you said.
understand.
What?
You went to the party.
No, I understand that it's a thing. That's a different point. I get that it's a thing that I should assimilate to,
Well, not that you should.
or at least try to fit in. Whatever, it might make my life more comfortable.
But that's why they get the TV revenue they get. That's why it's such a big thing, because everybody, whether the crazy thing is, well, whether you're interested in the game or not, you're there and your eyes are counted as.
Oh, I know that. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
And ironically, that the ads are part of what a lot of people pay attention to. If
Right.
not-
Well, now it's
if-
a thing. Yeah.
yeah,
It's like Super Bowl ads. Yeah.
right.
as long as I can remember. And for me, it's always been more about that. And I recognize that I'm the weird one for that, all you jocks out there. I get that I'm the outlier. But maybe if you're at a party with somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about sports-wise, talk about something else. And if you don't know to talk about anything other than sports, shame on you. And you probably have a small brain. But
Wow.
we'll go from there. Boom! Mic drop, motherfucker.
Right.
Take that.
I
Yeah.
don't agree with that. I love
Wait,
college
wait.
football.
If you can't talk about something other than sports, you don't have a small brain, because that's the claim that I'm making.
Okay, I didn't hear it that way.
Like the
You're talking
scenario
in
that I see.
life?
Like if you and I meet randomly at a party, and it's like, "What's going on, dude?" You're like trying to meet people, and you're like, "Oh, I don't know. What do you feel about the Tigers and the Angel?" I don't know. I can't even fake a conversation about sports. But the person's like, I don't know. Sorry. And then you just like can't engage that guy because he doesn't know what you're talking about. That to me indicates low intelligence level. And I've never even run into anybody like that.
I think it's just a more of a narrow bandwidth life.
Sure, fair. Yeah. And good for you. Good for you. But I do make assumptions about you behind your back.
Yeah, I don't think intelligence and being a sports dork are like mutually exclusive things.
Oh, no. You're misunderstanding. I don't mean.
But you
that.
said small brain. To me, that implies low intelligence.
That's what I meant. But I meant if you can only talk about sports, you like couldn't like if someone had a gun to your head and said, "Talk to me about something else," like the sandwich or the hot waitress or something like that. It's like twice that's happened to me in life, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. It's very like panic worthy. You're like, this guy asked me 3 times in a row about sports, and I told him twice I don't know anything about it. I don't pay attention to it. So either thought that I was joking, or you were like, what?
Well, that sounds like a small-minded person.
Right, and that's why I said that. But it's a very unique situation, and now the joke is meaningless because we parsed it out to infinity.
I didn't think it was a joke. I'm in trouble with Lucy. She is campaigning.
She's like, come to bed.
Yes, she is on a bed campaign.
Hi, Lucy. Hey, cutie. Yeah. This actually is a dog here. I'm not grabbing anything else. I'm like,
Unlike me. Right.
God. There's a
Missing
huge
of it.
window right there, too. I don't know the neighbors. They just got used to it, I guess.
Yeah, I see you there. I see you. Yes.
You doing a little doggy smile? Yeah. What do you say?
I say let's wrap it up.
I agree. I still
Okay.
didn't have a sign off.
That's all right. It's an abbreviated one. We did about 30 minutes. My sign off is over and out. Do you need one?
Over and out.
Over and out. Thanks for watching. Hope this works and uploads.